So many artists, they would rather just try to become a member of a particular fraternity. She was like, she doesn't see anything wrong in somebody sleeping with somebody just so they can get where they want to get to. When she said that, she placed her hand on my thigh. After 8 months of keeping me in the dark, they dropped me off the label. You have to be crazy.
When you talk about the Nigerian music industry, the first things that come to mind usually include superstars, sold-out concerts, luxury lifestyles, Grammy Awards, Billboard charts, and the list goes on. But then, further away from all the glitz and glamour, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and this is especially true for musical artists and other industry practitioners who are still on the come-up. That is why we have embarked on this journey to speak with people in the industry, so that they can tell us their first-hand experiences for us to discover what we don't get to see on TV. In the first of this series of episodes covering this topic, we link up with a talented rapper from Lagos, Nigeria, known as Musilion. Musilion has been at his craft for years and is still putting in the work while anticipating his big break.
Hi, man, what's Gucci, everybody? My name is Musilion, properly known as Arnold Waju Kabir Jr. I'm a hip-hop / Afro realist from Ebute Meta, West Side, Lagos, Nigeria. I've been making music for 13 years unofficially and 11 years officially.
From his perspective, we want to find out what the Nigerian music industry is really like for performers that are yet to hit stardom.
The Nigerian music industry, I'd say, is an industry where talent is the last thing on the list. The first thing on the list is who you're connected to, how much resources you have, and if it's not the resources that you do have, is how far you are willing to go to be able to get to where you want to get to. And a lot of times, those choices are not one that many people are happy to make at the end of the day. And the reason I say talent is the last thing on the list in the Nigerian music industry is because over the years, what I've noticed is the moment people recognize that you have talent, some of them are trying to talk you down, some of them are trying to take advantage of you, and some of them are just telling you, bottom line, if you don't have money, the talent doesn't matter.
So if talent doesn't really count for a newcomer in the industry, then what does?
What I would say people are looking out for these days in the music industry is how many monthly listeners do you have on Spotify? How many followers do you have on Instagram? Has your song gone viral on TikTok? And the sad part of it is you can buy most of these things these days. Meaning that a lot of times, the people that do get noticed by the industry are people that don't even have the talent. Because when you're talking to a TikTok influencer, as an artist that's coming from a struggling family, and an influencer is telling you, you have to pay me 500K to promote your music, or you have to pay me 300K, where do they expect you to get it from? When the radio is telling you, you have to pay me 450K to have your song on rotation, where do they expect you to get it from? When you can't even reach so many people with your Instagram account because you can't afford to run ads on it, how do you get exposure? So it's basically the people that have resources that get to be seen by people that even want to offer them opportunities that can take them to the next level. Meaning that so much talent is being unrecognized in the music industry.
In a desperate bid to break even, aspiring artists who do not have the resources to push their craft at the early stages usually end up making costly mistakes that can impact their musical career negatively.
So many artists don't even recognize that music is a business, aside from being creative. When an artist from humble beginning get an opportunity where a label wants to sign them, they don't see it as a business. They see it as the label doing them a favor. And when you see something as somebody doing you a favor, you don't want to ask questions because you feel that if you ask questions, you might lose that opportunity.
Some record labels take advantage of this unsuspecting talent by handing them bad record deals under stringent conditions. Now, these artists who are majorly just excited to take their career to the next level do not bother to go over the terms of the contract that they sign. And when they do realize their mistakes, sometimes it is usually too late.
Imagine a label signs you. You are on MTV Base, you are on Trace, you are doing all the big shows, and the money you are getting from your own artistry is very small. If you don't know that the percentage you are getting from this deal is small, you want to be extravagant because you feel that I don't blow now. I suppose we buy ice. I suppose we dey live for Lekki. I suppose we dey do one or two things. But your percentage is small. And the moment you hit a stumbling block, which you always hit in the industry, in the sense that your song that you put out might not have enough buzz like you're expecting to. The shows might not come as much as you want them to come. You've already created a standard for yourself that you can't live up to. Then you realize that the deal you have signed is messed up. Then you start regretting that why did I sign this deal? And by the time you start regretting, you start feeling the negative effect of what you have done, which always affects creativity. You might not be able to write music because you're depressed. And I say this as somebody that has experienced this in the industry, not just as somebody that has observed it.
This issue of problematic record deals is not new in the Nigerian music industry. Over the years, we have seen even some A-list artists clash with their record labels for various contractual reasons. Sometimes, the artists are seeking to improve on their deals, and at other times, the deals are so bad that they want out altogether. In many cases, the record labels are usually not willing to grant this request, and then it all snowballs into a messy situation.
If you be artist, you never join court for this Nigeria omo. That means you dey want yourself.
Rumors of cultism and confraternities in the musical industry are rife, and certain A-list artists are even said to be members of some of these clubs. We are curious to find out if this is a myth or if it is an actual thing in the industry, so we ask our guest artist to tell us his experiences in that regard.
So in terms of fraternity and clubs and all, I've not experienced that personally because I don't know why. Nobody has approached me with that before. I mean, somebody has, and it was so that I could be able to meet an A-list artist. But when he told me that, I was like, yo, I don't really believe in those type of things. But like J. Cole once said, all true jokes contain true shit. So basically, if you are hearing a rumor about something, the potential of it being true is 50%. The potential of it not being true is 50%. So if people have said that, then definitely believe me, there's every probability that it's happening like that in the industry.
Does it have any effect on upcoming stars?
How this has affected the music industry as a whole is so many artists don't even bother to work on their own selves, to grow their own brand, to get better at their own artistry. They would rather just try to become a member of a particular fraternity, thinking that that would get them to the position they hope to get in the industry. But what many people don't know is, regardless of how the industry has placed talent at the bottom of the list, it's still the talent that will speak for you when you eventually get there.
At this point, we are moved to ask Mr. Lion, what makes you continue to forge on with your craft even with everything that you face? I mean, what is the inspiration?
There's nothing else I'd rather be doing while I'm still walking this earth. Music is my purpose. It's like the reason why I breathe. My way of making music is dynamic. Sometimes I want to write before I make the music. Sometimes I want to freestyle before I make the music. Sometimes I make the melody even before I make the music. Sometimes it's even a random beat that I make the music to. Sometimes it's even listening to another artist that I draw inspiration from. So it's dynamic. It comes in all forms because I see myself as a vessel. And my one job as a vessel is to interpret what people that don't make music cannot hear through making music. Finances is everything in the music industry. It's just music is business. And like business, marketing is key. A whole lot of people don't even understand that the songs that they don't like the songs because they like them. They like the songs because it's properly marketed to them. Any song can be a viral song if the marketing is done right. So a whole lot of people have had to sell themselves short just to be able to get these finances and get these marketing opportunities. How they live their lives, I don't know. But I know that I want to be able to live my life with every decision I make.
There is a side to being an underground artist that many people do not know. A lot of the times when people offer to help, there is usually a catch to it. Okay, to be clear, it doesn't happen every time, but a lot of the times that is the reality.
Some years ago, somebody approached me with an offer. I did this performance at Nigerian Teen Choice Awards. After I finished performing, the organizers of the event, they called me and they were like, yo, we have this offer for you in Abuja. How much do you want for us to bring you to ABJ? I'm like, I'm signed to a management and everything has to be run through my management. The woman told me straight up that, yo, we don't like working in management. How much do you want for us to bring you to ABJ? I'm like, I can't. I'm like, this is my management's phone number. Reach out to them. The woman didn't reach out to them. I ended up losing that opportunity because what? I wanted to go the direct way.
It gets even more shocking.
Someone else also offered me an opportunity indirectly. We're at a private get together and she was like, she doesn't see anything wrong in somebody sleeping with somebody just so they can get where they want to get to. And this person that said that thing was old enough, even older than to be my mom. And I always used to see her as a mother figure in my journey. When she said that, she placed her hand on my thigh. And I immediately knew that she was referring to me and her. After the whole private get together, she offered to drop me at my house. It's very close to the house. When I came down, I deleted her number from my phone because I was like, man, what the hell? This is so freaking absurd. You want to sleep with somebody that considers you to be a mom. That's mad. So breaking into the upper echelon of the music industry on your own terms that you can live with is hard. But breaking into the upper echelon of the music industry without giving a damn about what you have to lose to get there is too easy, man. Anybody can.
Then there are also cases when artists clash with their management or record labels over creative ideas. Established artists in the industry can sometimes have an input in the creative processes of their releases, but for upcomers, the story can be quite different. For those who want to stick it up to their management sometimes, consequences can be quite dire.
I traveled to Abuja twice to get a single up to standard. My management as at then, I told me that, yo, this is the single we are going to proceed with. I've done everything that I needed to do in my power to make sure that this song is ready to go. Only for me to do an interview at one of the prominent radio stations. I'd even announced on the interview that this is my next release. After the interview, my management is like, yo, we don't think you should drop this song. We think you should drop this other song. The first thing that came to my mind is 3 months prior to that time, I sent you guys these 3 songs to listen to. And you picked this one that I've gone the extra mile to make sure it's ready to go. And now you're telling me that song is not ready to go? The ironic part is that the day the producer sent me the song, the sound engineer sent me the song, they stole his laptop on the evening. So that even made it more significant. Like, this is a song that has gone through so much just to be ready, and now you are telling me that this song is not good to go. You have to be crazy. When I eventually expressed myself as regards the displeasure, they dropped me off the label over the phone after 8 months of keeping me in the dark. That was like a crash course. So disappointment, man, it's part of the industry. It's part of life.
And then there is nothing more disappointing for an upcoming artist as much as failed promises. Musalion shares an interesting but sad experience.
Promise and fail. That one is a whole nother topic, man. People have promised, people have failed. I mean, there was an experience. I was still back in the university. I did this show somewhere at the Banking and Finance Theater. There was this prominent footballer that used to play for the Nigerian official team, and also used to play in the Premier League that was present there. He saw me rather. So after I performed, he told his personal assistant to go and look for me. So the personal assistant was looking for me. I had already left. So I don't know how they got my number. The PA eventually called me. I was like, yo, this also Nigerian footballer wants to sign you and he will call you in the next couple of days. Man, I was like, yo, this is the big break. When I eventually got the call from the prominent footballer, I spoke to him. This is not just a small name in the Nigerian Football League or even in Europe. This is a very popular name. And he told me all the whole positive, how this and that and that. Only to find out later on from the PA that, yo, this person is not going to go through with it. Imagine all the expectations I had about it. So, if you let the disappointments that you experience in your journey as an artist get to you, the only thing that you would eventually get to is giving up. But if you don't let it get to you rather, success is always waiting at the end of the tunnel.
As we wrap up the first part of this series, we see that musicians who are bubbling under the scenes have a lot of battles to fight and conquer. They have to deal with themselves, record labels, show promoters, and a lot more. Which leaves us to ask, how do their more established colleagues treat them? We will talk about this in the next episode. So if you do not want to miss out, kindly subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you will be the first to know when we put it up. Until the next episode, be good, stay safe. Bye.